Hi, it's Hans at happierman.com. Today I wanted to talk about how to safely lift weights by yourself. You know, when you read about safety during weightlifting, they'll always say, well, have a good spotter, have a bunch of spotters. Well, all of that advice is just totally worthless. You know, most of the time you're probably going to be in a gym and you're probably going to be by yourself, or there'll be somebody there who's totally inept at helping you. You know, you gotta be safe lifting on your own. That's first. Yeah, then if you have a good training partner and a good spotters to help you, well, that's all the better. But I'm talking about the day-to-day, week-to-week, year-to-year safety, so you don't hurt yourself unnecessarily by lifting. Now, certainly when you lift and you're pushing yourself, you're gonna have strains, you're gonna have aches and pains, things are gonna go wrong. But when I'm talking about lifting safely, what I mean is don't let the bar trap your neck while you're bench pressing. Don't get stuck on the bottom of a squat with the weight crushing you. Those are like the main ones, right? The squat and the bench. All the other lifts, the big lifts, usually there's a way, they're usually self-controlled, where it would be difficult to hurt yourself like that. The main one is the bench. So last night I benched and I lost my 5th rep. I get 4 good reps, and the 5th one I couldn't get. I knew it would be tough because the 1st rep went hard, the 2nd went harder, 3rd rep really hard, the 4th rep I did, but I had planned that I wanted to do 5, so I tried the 5th and lost it. But I bench in a power rack with the pins set up above my neck. Now you can see I'm a big guy. I've got a big chest. So my chest is higher than my neck. So I can put the rack at a point, set it up so I can get a full range rep where the bar, I touch the bar down to my chest. So I don't have that to worry about. But the pins are still set up higher than my neck. So yeah, I couldn't get that 5th rep. I let the bar drop down onto the pins and kind of rolled back underneath the bar. It was still above my neck. So you definitely don't want to bench without having some sort of a pins. And you see people do this, right? You see them bench without pins of some sort. And that's a huge, huge mistake. How do you know that the small person working out next to you can even lift that bar off your neck? Oh man, if the weights might be big, they'll be hard to pull off. They might not be able to save you. So make sure you bench with pins. That's the first thing. That's probably the most critical lift in the whole gym to have set up safely on pins in a power rack or in a good bench press bar. A lot of the bench press stations have those pins, but you got to be careful to make sure that the pins will catch the bar before it catches your neck. You got to practice with just a bar. Just do it with the bar until you're comfortable. You know, if you're at all worried about this, don't go overboard on the benching. Always cut them short. Always cut them short. In fact, that's really the reason most people don't get a big bench, is they're always got that in the back of their mind that if I miss this, I could die. So, do as much as best you can with the bench, but certainly be careful. The next thing is with the squat, the same idea. When you get to that lowest point in the squat, where your legs are parallel or just below parallel, make sure you're in a power rack where that the bar can be caught, so you don't have to tear your shoulders out trying to get that bar off your back, or crush your lower back. You need that catchment, that power rack. You always want to be squatting in a power rack or squat rack, not out in front of the rack. You'll see a lot of demonstrations where they're not doing that, but if you look carefully, there's probably a bunch of people standing around that could help you, but really, they're not going to help you. Relying on someone else for your safety is always a mistake. So give that idea some thought. Work out safely. I think you'll notice that most everything else in the gym, all the other lifts, they probably aren't going to hurt you if you lose it so much. So if I come across any, I'll let you know. But give that idea some thought and work out safely.